Everyone, I'm doing a little bit of a different video today. I'm not going to be illustrating, but I am going to be sharing with you the tools that I use to illustrate. I get asked tons of questions about the tools and the art supplies that I use to create my fashion illustrations. I've been illustrating since 2009, and I wasn't always an artist before then, but then I went to school for fashion, and I really learned how to fashion illustrate since 2009 to 2024. So if you're just beginning, don't be too hard on yourself. Practice, just keep practicing, and you will eventually figure out your rhythm, you'll figure out your style, trial and error to figure out what works for you. So these are the tools, the art tools that I use and that have worked for me. So you guys can try them and let me know in the comments below which ones worked for you and which ones didn't. Down on my supply list. If you're just getting started, it can be really expensive to buy a bunch of art tools and supplies. So in this video, I've also together 36 essential markers that I feel like if you're just starting out, we have these colors in your palette. I'll show you what I use on the regular. So I use acrylic paint, sometimes for like whites or for golds, and I use the brand Golden. You can use whatever acrylic paints that you want to use. I just love Golden. I've been using them for like forever. Sparkle, other things that I need to make, like golden straps, earrings, all that type of stuff. To use a paintbrush. So I'm just using a really small one, as you can tell. Fine point, dirty, I use it all the time. You don't have to buy an expensive one. I also use a plate in your kitchen. You can designate it so that it's just your art plate or bowl. I put my paint in it, and I can put water in the corner, and that way if I need to use white, I can blend it all in this little tray. You'll also need a pencil sharpener, so you really need a sharp point for to go in for detail. So I have one of these. I have one that has different sizes depending on the pencil. Prisma pencils. I use Prisma pencils. I also use Faber-Castell. Prisma pencils are a little bit less expensive. Now you don't want to break the bank. Prisma pencils. Faber-Castell are a little more expensive. I do love Faber-Castell. Try these. Your basic colors are probably going to be like brown, white, and black. Some color pencils. Jelly roll pens. You don't want to use paint or you feel like your hand's too shaky. You can get jelly roll pens. They have different sizes. So different size tips of how much ink they're letting out. I use these as well for highlights and to go in for detail. Brands that you can use that are very similar to Jelly Roll. You don't have to buy the Jelly Roll brand. Gold, silver, white, whatever color you need for those details to pop things. It's a little eraser, not expensive, but you're gonna need this when you're laying out your sketch. Mechanical, I think that's 007, it's just a pencil. These are the Faber-Castell pens that I use. So when I'm outlining my illustrations before I lay down the color, and I outline so that the pigment doesn't bleed over the lines, it holds the pigment. If I don't lay down the line, the marker will bleed through. So I usually buy Faber-Castell pens that are an extra small point. They're pretty fine tip. I think Prisma has them too. And the color black. This is another tool I have that I use, bleed proof white. I like using this if I really need to make something white. So the Jelly Roll, sometimes the color, if I put down the white, the color will show through. But with the bleed proof white, the color doesn't show through, and you can layer it. And so you just add a little bit of water, not in the jar, but you would put it on a plate and then mix water in with it, and then you would lay it down. It's just bleed proof white. Dr. Martin's Copic marker refills. I tried other markers and I cannot. Copic markers. So these are the refills. So you just twist these off if I can actually get it off. Okay, here, this one will go. So, and then you just would pour this into the marker if it dries up after you've used it for some time. Markers, and these are the refills that you would use for them. This is the set that I picked up. I feel like would be a great starter kit for those that are starting out, and I'll be showing this at the very end to all the colors for everybody that I like bling, and I will usually add them to my illustrations at the very end. I just lay them on the illustrations. I don't glue them. Sometimes I glue them if I want them to be more permanent. Use a glue. Here's the crystals. You can get different sizes. I get these from Michael's. You can get them from any craft store. Pick up Swarovski ones from LA. I drive down there and then I go pick them up. I love a little bling in my illustrations, so this is my thing. I might have a bling problem, so final supplying tool that I use when I'm illustrating my animations, and it is Bristol board. And it has texture. You don't want it like super smooth or picks up the pigmentation of the markers, and this is just Bristol board. So there's a little bit of texture on paper that I'm not putting in this video, but if you want to try it, marker paper. I was not a fan of it. I like to layer my markers, and so that's why I use the Bristol, because I can layer a color and then layer on top, and it seems to absorb it, be like really precise. And I'm more of a blender, so if you're more of a blender, then the Bristol board is totally gonna be your thing. So that's it. Those are all the supplies I use, and I'll be showing you at the very end as well all the supplies. So, and I'll be linking them in the comment section as well. So I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And like I said, if you're just starting out, just remember, just keep practicing and you'll figure it out. It's not an overnight process, and that's it. I hope everybody has a great day, and thank you so much for the questions and comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye. Okay, I'm just showing all the supplies once again, an overview shot, and I know this is for my visual people because I'm a visual person, of all the markers that I handpicked and their colors. I'll be putting the actual colors in the comments below, in the description I meant, and that's it. And oh, if you need to use a good glue in case you do want to glue down your rhinestones, E6000 is great. Okay, so this video is already long enough, so that's it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.